We know this about Catherine. She doesn't like sweet fruit. Okay, guys? So if you talk about sweet apples in the comments, she's gonna be like, I don't like them apples. What's up, guys? It's Kat and Deb from Two Market Girls. Welcome back to another vegan recipe, and we have teamed up with our friends at All-Clad again to make something tasty. Tasty! Last time we did breakfast. This time,
moving to dessert.
That's right. The next important meal.
Yes, they gave us their oval au gratin.
Yes.
I think that's how you pronounce it. To make something really delicious for the holiday season with the idea of around gifting. So what we decided to do was kind of a twist on the gifting thing. So you could bring it for like a potluck. We're making an apple crisp or crumble. I think it's more accurately a crisp. We're making an apple crisp, and what you could do is you could bring it to like hosting duties. Like if you're making this, you can bring it to your host's house, or you can buy the pan and gift them the pan with the instructions to this recipe on how to make a crumble. And to do that, we've actually created a nice printable recipe card that you can attach right to this pan if you want to buy it for someone, and you'll find that in the description.
We've basically done your holiday shopping for you.
Exactly.
So you're welcome.
And also, before we get into the recipe specifically, All-Clad and us were feeling very in the gifting mood. This is a gifting video after all.
Yeah.
So All-Clad has generously given us one of these oval au gratins to give away to one of you guys. So as long as you're Canadian, and as long as it can be delivered by Canada Post within Canada, that's who can receive this giveaway. The giveaway will take place on Instagram, so it'll be linked below the Instagram post where you can go enter for the giveaway. Yeah.
You should be following us on Instagram anyways.
Exactly.
Because fire content.
And also December is coming up, so and those of you who have followed us since last How to Vegan the Holidays knows what December brings on
And this
Instagram.
year is going to be even better than last year. Like, so good.
Yes. So let's get into the recipe now. To make our apple crisp, we are first going to combine two different kinds of apples. We're using a combination of Granny Smith apples and Honeycrisp apples. We're just going to dice them up and add them to our baking pan because who needs to dirty another dish? To that, we're going to add a little bit of flour, some brown sugar, lemon juice, a little bit of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and cloves. And then we're just going to toss that until it is nice and coated on all the apple pieces. We're going to set that aside and make our crisp topping. To a bowl, we're going to combine some rolled oats, flour, brown sugar, and some cold vegan butter. And then using your fork or your hands or a pastry blender, you're just going to cut in the butter into that mixture so that you get some nice pea-sized pieces. You don't want the butter too mixed in because you want it to get that nice and crispy coating. Next step, this is an optional step. If you want to add some chopped pecans or some chopped nuts of your choice into the mixture, you can do so now. We're adding in some chopped pecans and we're just tossing it in so that it's nice and coated in flour. Then finally, we're going to add in some seasonings, which include cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, and a little bit of vanilla extract. And then we're just going to toss that until it is all nice and incorporated. Sprinkle that over our apple mixture and bake that in an oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 40 minutes or until the top is nice and golden brown. And serve with some ice cream.
Feeling crispy, crunchy, not super crumbly.
So good. It is so good.
I like that there's like a sweet and a tart to it because of the two different kinds of apples.
That's a good thing I think we should talk about in the comments. Baking with apples. There are so many different varieties of apples up there that are easily accessible. You go to a grocery store, there's like 8 different kinds of apples to choose from, minimum.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, especially in the fall. When I'm baking with apples, I always try and do a mixture of green and a red apple because they have such different flavor profiles and different textures that, like, you don't just want one texture and one flavor profile. You want, like, a mixture of them. You want a party, you know?
Yeah.
So I always use Granny Smith in baking. Always. And then the red apple, I know nothing about red apples, so I just kind of change it up all the time. I used a Honey Crisp for this, though.
Whatever you do, make sure you have some vegan ice cream to go with this. Vanilla. Like, just
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
So good. I don't have any thoughts on apples, really. I just do whatever the recipe tells me to do.
So, like, what about when a recipe says red apples? What apples do you buy?
I don't know. If it's a green apple, it's easier, right? The red apples, I don't know. Whatever one is just calling to me.
Why are green apples easier?
Because there's like a Granny Smith is like the go-to green apple in my mind.
For everybody?
In my mind.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to speak for the whole world. I am not ready for that.
Maybe next year. Should I talk about the pan? It's really heavy duty, as all-clad things, which is great. Has good sized handles. Like, they're not these teeny tiny handles, which are the best. And it's a really good size.
Oh, yeah.
To me, one of the worst things about some people's apples crumbles is that they do it in a really deep dish, so there's so much apple to crumble.
Yeah.
And I'm someone who likes a good amount of crumble. So when you do it in a shallower dish like this, you get like the perfect mix of crumble to apple. So like every bite has a little bit of that crunch in it.
Smart.
It actually serves a lot. Like you'd get a good at least 8 servings out of this.
Oh, yeah. Like you said, it's good to bring to a party because you can make enough of a serving that if it's potluck, you can serve enough people.
And you can like pre-bake it and then just heat it up like on a low heat in the oven when you're ready to serve it, so that when you put ice cream on it, it gets all nice and melty.
Yes. And I feel like for a lot of savory dishes, it will work so well too.
Scalloped potatoes.
I was thinking that exactly. Like, I just really want cheesy potatoes.
Any kind of like
right now.
casseroles that you would make, like those would be so good in that. Okay, so yeah, this pan is amazing. It's so awesome. I've always wanted like a baking casserole type dish that isn't too deep like this, so it's great. I'm very excited about it.
Your baking dreams came true.
Yes. If you want to enter the giveaway, make sure to head over to our Instagram. There'll be a post detailing how you can be eligible to win said pan. If you want to buy the pan, you don't want to take your chances with the giveaway, head to the link down below. You can buy it there. We'll also have the printable recipe card. If you want to gift it to somebody, you can print out the recipe card to go along with it. And even if you want to be all cute, you can like buy the ingredients to make it. So like you have all the ingredients ready for them and you just give them the whole thing.
I love that gift. That's so cute.
Yeah. Or is that like, I wonder if like I would love a gift like that, but I wonder if there's some people who take it and be like, should you want me to cook for you now?
Right. Oh, I'm making this. I'll go right now.
Imagine.
Oh,
no,
okay.
we need you to cook it right now.
This is for dessert tonight? Oh.
Because we forgot.
It's a gift and a game.
We didn't have time to actually cook it, so we're just giving you the pan.
You're so nice.
So speaking of holidays coming up, we have awesome things planned for the holidays. How to Vegan the Holidays starts December 1st.
Yeah, if you're new around here, that's a series we run every December. And it's a good time. You know, there's giveaways. There's very, very holiday-themed content because Catherine loves
I love the holidays.
So we go all out.
Yeah, so we try and do holiday-themed podcast episodes and holiday-themed content, of course. Holiday-themed photos. All the holiday content. We sometimes change our intro. So check out whatever the new one is this year. If there's a new one. There's a new one every year.
There's a new one
right?
every year.
Yeah, so check out what the new one is this year. And How to Vegan the Holidays is the perfect time to follow us on Instagram because we have equally as much content going out on Instagram as we do on YouTube. So follow us on Instagram.
All right, as usual, the recipe will be linked in the description box below. There's also a link to our merch, which Catherine is modeling today so beautifully.
Also, we've actually released already a holiday guide on our blog, so we'll link that below too since we're gearing up for the holidays. This is a great holiday gift.
Heck yeah.
And we may even, I don't know if we do yet, we gotta plan it, we may have this extra merch item for the holidays.
Special one?
If we do, you should know about it by now, but if we don't, just ignore this part. Or Devin, don't put it in the video.
That's right. There'll also be a link to our podcast. It's called TMG Unfiltered, And it's where we talk about things like veganism, trending topics, news topics, how we make our recipes, how we run our blog. It's a fun time. We just banter back and forth. Banter. Unfiltered, for sure. There's also a link to our Patreon in the description box. Patreon is a crowdfunding community that helps support the work that we do, and in exchange we give you some extra perks, like we give you the recipes early and we ask your advice on recipes and cookbooks. And if you're a TMG mukbanger, you get a special exclusive mukbang once a month. And
that's it, I think.
Yeah, those are even more unfiltered than our podcast, and they include food. So it's a good time. Give it a thumbs up if you like them apples. How you like them apples? Huh?
Okay.
Huh?
Bye.
Thanks. I'm gonna go downstairs now.
To make our apple crisp. Oh, my stomach's growling. It really wants apple crisp.
Their Thanksgiving is that late?
Yeah.
Oh,
the American Thanksgiving is November 28th.
Jeez, guys, cutting it close.
I'm
don't
pretty
you
sure.
think?
Let me double check before we say that.
Now I'm thinking of like a mac and cheese casserole.
Oh, so good.
Wow, I'm having cheese cravings right now.
Aren't you always having cheese cravings?
Yes.